tomorrow. I gotta work. Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. Yeah, I got a nice haircut for the occasion because, Thanksgiving's in a couple of days, and I want to do this movie because I got to work tomorrow. So, yeah, this is the 1987 comedy classic from John Hughes, the late John Hughes, starring John Candy and Steve Martin, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah, I want to do this 92-minute movie. It's pretty funny, and it's fast, so we'll get to it. Hopefully the chat will be alive this time. This movie is very funny. I saw this years ago. I didn't see this as a kid because I was only 2 when it came out. And I don't know why I had an R rating. It's because of the airplane scene in the second half of the film. That's the only reason this is R, because most of the dialogue could be in a PG-13 movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Done by Paramount. They had a great year in 2022 because of Top Gun Maverick. New York City, hello. 2 days before Thanksgiving. I know how that feels. Little Sims, there you are. Haven't seen you in several podcasts. Well, this one I'm doing early because I want to get it done early because I got a long day ahead of me, a long week ahead of me coming tomorrow, going to my new job. Seasonal job, but it's still a job. 6 p.m. If I had to take a plane at 6 p.m., I would have just left, because how come you weren't looking at the chat in your last commentary? The chat was dead, Little Sims. Nobody was there. Nobody was there. Not you or anybody else. That guy was he had a cameo in Not Another Teen Movie as Chris Evans' dad. Yeah. There's a lot of familiar faces in this movie. You have Dylan Baker. He has a cameo as a redneck. You have Edie McClurg, who's a voice actress. She's done a lot of voice acting for cartoons. And I think you also have Joey Lawrence, or one of the Lawrence brothers, yeah, as one of the kids. I did look at the chat. Nobody was there. Trust me. Look at the video. That's why I don't like Trout. Yeah, thankfully, I don't travel during the holidays because I hate traveling in the month of November because it's crowded and people are trying to get to their families for the holidays. I stay right here. I'm going to work this week, and then Thanksgiving I have the day off. So, Roy Rogers, I remember that restaurant. It's barely around now. They're like in a truck stop now. Because there was a big restaurant in the 80s and 90s. There's Kevin Bacon in a cameo, yes. Kevin Bacon, this is before he was famous. I think he had done Footloose around this time. Yeah, like a few years earlier. This is before I knew him, though. Yeah, he's going to be in the new Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special in a couple of days on Disney+. That's going to be fun. Not watching it for Chris Pratt, no. He already lost my graces. Kevin Bacon will always be funny. Even just him running is funny. Because he's a good actor, and he's been acting a lot longer than Pratt. So I'll say that right now. Because James Gunn, his writing could be very hit or miss, especially nowadays. One of the only funny characters in The Suicide Squad was Peacemaker, because he just made Idris Elba look like his bitch. And also Ratcatcher 2 was cute. Because her and the relationship with her father was interesting because Taika Waititi was not a cartoon in that flashback, and also with King Shark. She forms a bond with him. That was working, but then the movie flopped. So, thankfully, Peacemaker gave Cena new life on HBO Max this year. Hopefully, we'll get more of that in 2023 because I'm looking forward to it. I said it. Any negativity, I'm snapping it away because I don't need it. I don't want to get Alzheimer's. Chris Hemsworth, please get well because I don't want to lose you like we lost Chadwick Boseman a few years ago. I don't take cabs because now we have Ubers. I Yep, an attorney. Wink, wink. I haven't taken a plane since 2011, so it's been a while. I've traveled, but mostly in a car because my dad has a car. But I get car sick, so I usually take a pill, a stomach pill, so to keep me soothing. Because and this is 2 days before Thanksgiving, before the parade, which they do every year in Manhattan, by the way. It's a pain in the ass to travel, trust me. I've been on a plane, train, and automobiles. There he is, the late John Candy. What a sweet actor, man. I miss him a lot. I grew up watching him, I saw him in Cool Runnings when I was a kid. I saw him in Spaceballs. I heard his voice in the Rescuers Down Under. Such a good actor, man. We lost a comedic genius when he died in the mid '90s, and when John Hughes died. That's why we don't have a lot of big plus guys that are funny. The chat was working, Little Sims, just nobody was there. I did the podcast at like 11 o'clock, and nobody was there. Why? Because everybody was busy. Because Thanksgiving's in a couple of days. You didn't notice. My friends that are American, because Canadians already had their Thanksgiving in October, the second week of October. That's the same house from Home Alone. And this is before Home Alone, by the way. It's the same house. What happened to your hair? I shaved it off. Noogies. Yeah, that's Noogies. That's Joey Lawrence when he was a kid. Yeah, this is a long time ago. None of you guys were even born when this movie came out. I was a little kid, but I couldn't see it. I didn't see a lot of R-rated comedies in the '90s, in the '80s, or in the early '90s. I would never take a plane 2 days before Thanksgiving. I'd rather just hitchhike. It's almost 7 o'clock. Yeah. That's why he should have left his office at 4 o'clock. The Canadian mounted. Yeah, he was Canadian. I didn't even know that until years after he passed away. And they try to do this movie again with Due Date. Funny movie, but I think Robert Downey Jr. steals that movie. What happened to my hair? I shaved it. I needed to. I had an afro, so I look so much better with this hair like this because The Rock had this haircut in 2003. He made me laugh, man, a lot. See, he's friendly. I like people that are friendly because there's a lot of friendly people at Comic Con. They were very friendly, especially Rachel Lee Cook. I was expecting her to be a snob, or not want to be there, but she had a smile on her face, and I made her smile. I made her blush because I said, "You're cuter, and you're much cuter in person," and she smiled. Let me eat my banana. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I like it. Makes me happy. It's not. Yeah, I would take my seat. I don't care if I'm in first class or last class. As long as I'm on the plane. Yeah, and the plane doesn't land in Chicago. That's another thing. Because again, in November, it's already snowing in Buffalo. Buffalo, New York, it's already snowing because it's upstate. That's why I don't travel in the winter, in this fall and the winter. It's the worst time of the year to travel. I travel by foot because nothing will stop me, guys. Whether it's Del Griffith, that's his name, because when it's just freezing outside, when there's frigid air, yeah, I just walk. Hmm. Yeah, I know. That's a lot of New Yorkers. I love his speech in Cool Runnings. It's one of the best speeches in any Disney movie. It's social commentary like to the highest. It's like, oh, forgive me. I didn't realize four black guys in a bobsled will make you blush. I love that line. That is one of the most empowering lines said by a Canadian. Yeah, Josh. When I saw Cool Runnings, I felt so empowered. That movie and Black Klansman. I was like, damn, that movie's so good because that's the old man from Home Alone as well. The guy that was in the those two old people. Did this movie get a sequel? No, didn't need it. It's a one-off movie, and it never needed a sequel, like The Hangover or Ride Along or any of that. It didn't get a sequel because it was not needed. Home Alone got a great sequel, and then after that, it fell off the hinges. I would much rather travel by walking. When I'm here in New York, I just walk to the nearest train station or bus stop. Kansas, yeah, because of snow. Hmm. Did you see my second movie? No, I got to see it this week. I can see it later. I have time. Love your wife. See, yeah, getting accommodations. There's Ben Stein. Yeah, this is man. I have the most boring voice, but I'm still entertaining. Snow, because in the Northeast it snows. I don't know where you live, Little Sims, but where I live, it snows every year. Not in November, but December, January, and February. It always snows because it's just freezing up here. Where my friend Tevia lives, he lives in Florida. It never snows there. It snows there like once in a blue moon. I want to go to Wichita, to Kansas. I've never been to Kansas before. I went to Massachusetts on car. Yeah, I only like I only like to travel. In small doses. Oh, somebody's sleeping on the floor. Yeah, I can't do that. If this movie, if this movie was made today, every joke would be a gay joke because two men are sharing a bed together. Ha 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 ha. Here it's actually funny because it's hilarious because the John Hughes knew how to write and direct in his early days. But nowadays, people think, they're gonna write this. That's why Bros was a flop this year, and this movie was not, because this movie became a holiday classic for Thanksgiving. Yep, women. That guy was in Home Alone as well. He was the cop. I don't know why he has an Elvis wig, but yeah, that's one of the weirdest cabs I've ever seen. It looks like a pimp's car. What if TMNT came and said that's never going to happen because Nick and Disney will never coexist? Hell, Nickelodeon had a better year than Disney. I just saw the Blue's Clues movie, and that was actually good. There were a few problems I had, but it was good actually for a kids movie. The Braidwood Inn. This movie's funny. No bare feet in the lobby, yeah, because that's disgusting. He has such a great sense of humor. And he was a good actor. Because in Cool Runnings, he's not just cracking jokes. He's giving a great performance. Yeah, don't leave home without it. Well, I don't use credit cards. I use cash. I'm talking about the 2003 crossover. No, because again, owned by 4 kids. No, because it's not Disney. Disney never owned the Ninja Turtles. They owned the Power Rangers for like a brief second, but then now it's Nickelodeon. I mean, chair. Room 114. Look at that room. Yep, they got to share a bed too. Again, the jokes write themselves. What happened to the chat in yesterday's stream? I commented on multiple times and ignored it. There must have been a glitch or something, classic film collector, because I didn't see anything. I was doing the podcast, people were watching me, and there wasn't the chat was dead. I don't know what happened. It was probably just a glitch yesterday. I don't know. You can comment now because this movie's a lot shorter than Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, no, this is not Psycho. Yeah, it says you want to take a shower. I was like, no. Yeah, I don't shower with anybody else. I do it alone. I like my private time. Anyway, I saw the menu yesterday. It was great, pretty crazy. Yeah, I heard people said it was really good, but I want to wait till I can stream it because I'm busy this week. Yeah, this is why I don't put soap in my face. Now that I shave my head, I don't have to use any shampoo for a couple weeks. It's his wife, yeah. And there's a twist at the end, but it works really well. Because really, the movie doesn't feel like an R-rated movie. It feels like a PG-13. Even in 1990, I'm going to guess yes. The chat was messed up then because I did the chat early and it wasn't working. Sometimes it happens. YouTube is not perfect. But I did the podcast and I had a really emotional time. I cried at the end. This one, there's no towels at all on the floor. Ugh. That's disgusting. I have to use that little towel. Ugh. That's disgusting. That hotel I would get like 1 star because it's so disgusting. And I stood in hotels like this in the 90s and the early 2000s. They gotta share a bed. That's funny, man. Clothed while clothed, by the way. The rival question, did you see it? What rival question? In your opinion, is America be yay or nay? Well, I don't like Kevin Spacey. I don't like when people are making noise when I'm sleeping. I hate that. Like when they're blasting music outside, it's just the worst. Let's see, put the lighter on. That is the same house from all along. I find it totally ironic that he won an Oscar for essentially doing it in that movie when he did that almost cost him his career. Yeah, and look what happened. Now he's a pervert and he's gay. So don't care. I preferred him in Usual Suspects because now he is a suspect. At least that movie's honest about it. Ugh. That's really annoying. No. Full of teeth. Yeah. I love how their relationship is kind of like it's like it's like Steve and Tony Stark in Civil War that yeah, I know. I'll, yeah. Can you see the chat? Yeah, I can see the cat. Yeah, this performance is really good by both Steve Ribbity. Before I forgot, this movie's a classic. This pretty much makes me want to watch it again. Oh, watch it. I recommend it. I do that at every podcast when I enjoy the movie. not, not on my face. I've been with Del Griffith. Take anything. Yeah, exactly. I got COVID this year, and I. How come you didn't answer the rival question again? What rival question? Well, it's like Woody. Ah, ah, ah. When you tell these stories, here's an idea. Have a point. It makes it so much easier for the listener. I love these. This dialogue is fantastic, man. I'm again, John Hughes, man, wrote, produced, and directed this movie on his own. He didn't need a studio to direct it for him. The car agency scene is iconic. Yeah, it is. In the airport, it's the only scene in the movie that has F bombs because the rest of the movie is just it's very easy dialogue to listen to. Mm-hmm. That's how people are now. They complain about everything. I like to enjoy a movie, not judge it before the movie even comes out. I like me. My wife likes me. My customers like me. Mhm. He was. It's a good performance from both of them. That's why this movie didn't need a sequel or a remake. You're not going to do it better. The heart of this movie is these two, and of course, John Hughes, which you don't have anymore because 2 out of 3 of them are gone. So, how come you had issues with Black Panther 2? It's too long, Little Sims. It's 2.5 hours of pain. Not that it's a bad movie. I've enjoyed it. I love the action when I can see it. I think the film looks great. The costumes and the makeup is good. Some of the performances are good. Some are a little overbearing, but it's too long. Coogler could have made the movie 2 hours. I would have been fine with that. There's 20 or 30 minutes you could have cut out entirely. In the middle of the movie, there's a lot of talking in these subtitles, and I couldn't stand it. I'm like, good God, just get to the next scene already. Yeah, that's my problem with the movie. It's too long. It's like the last Bond movie. It's too long. You could have cut 3 characters out of that movie, like Lashana Lynn. She does nothing in that Bond movie. Or Naomi Harris. You could have cut them out completely. You should have just kept Bond, Leah Sadao, the villain, even though he doesn't do much, and maybe Ana de Armas. That's it. Some of these other characters are not needed. They're pigs. I love eating pig, but I just played the new Pokemon game, so my pig evolved, my Lechonk evolved in Pokemon Scarlet. How come you didn't complain about Avengers Endgame too long? It was an event, Little Sims. That movie meant everything to me. Chiclets and Cracker Jacks. This is funny. They're holding each other. Endgame was the end of an era. It was one of the greatest experiences I ever had in the movie theater since the first Avengers. And I was interested in whatever was going on. But with Black Panther 2, there was padding, and I didn't need it. I didn't need the middle. He's kissing his ear. I'm sorry. This would have been a gay joke right up your ass in 2022. Especially with how woke and gay the world is now. It's why are you holding my hand? Holding my hand. How would you rank the Friday films? With the 2 pillows. Those aren't pillows. He grabbed his balls. That's so homoerotic. Yeah, I never would do that. Men are so self-conscious. Let's see. I like the first Friday, but I don't love it. I would say the Friday after next, the first Friday, and then next Friday. But because that's only because I don't like Chris Tucker. He's annoying in that movie in both cuts of Friday. That's funny, man. Those are pillows. And if people don't get the jokes, I'm like, hey, it was 87. It was a different time. He put his socks in the water. How Coney House Party movie look to you? I haven't seen the trailer. I just saw a poster at the theater when I went to see White. I could see you laughing at this more than Henry Danger. Of course, this is a movie for adults, not for kids. That house looks great. The house from Home Alone. This guy. Yeah, trust me. Oh, trust me. By the end of the movie, just like in Home Alone. Yeah, this is the next day, November the 23rd, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what day, what year this movie takes place. It was made in '80s, like in the '80s, but I don't know. But it's the day before Thanksgiving, that Wednesday. That's the last day I work until the end the weekend. You saw there's a taxidermy there of a cat. I don't know if it's a ocelot or something or a bobcat or something. Unpopular opinion: as great as American Beauty is, I prefer Ordinary People because it's yeah, and Ordinary People doesn't have a gay actor touching people. See, in this movie, it's a joke. When Kevin Spacey did it, he really did that, and he's a sex fiend. Can't keep his hand to himself, and it's resonated with me more. I want to see that movie more. I know Sam Raimi directed it. I think he directed it, right? Yeah. There's nothing with money's empty. They were robbed. Yeah. Never leave your wallet on the by the window because I'm like, no, I leave it in a container so nobody touches it but me. I hate being robbed. Hmm. Yeah, I love that Cody's wearing a blue coat. It's on the front cover, right? Yeah. This picture's not in the movie. They don't sit next to each other. Oh, this is Dylan Breaker's cameo. Yeah. Now with Sam Mendes, okay, yeah, I'd say it's worth a watch. Yeah, he's crazy. Like why? After Superman Returns, I didn't care about Kevin Spacey anymore because he's a weirdo. He likes to touch people. He's like Weinstein if he didn't get caught. And instead of touching women, he touches boys. And I'm like, no, don't do that to me. There's Dylan Baker. I didn't even recognize him because this is years before he did Spider-Man 2 and 3. He didn't do the first one. Ugh. He was Dr. Connors, the better Dr. Connors. He should have been the lizard instead of Reese Ifans, that Welsh actor from Formula 51. Yeah. Ugh, that's disgusting. And spitting tobacco. Yeah, he spits in his hand. Look, oh, he spit on his hand, and yeah, that won't spread COVID at all. Are there other flaws you have with my first movie? Like I said, I'm not going to say much, Little Sims. Ugh. Yeah, because Dylan Baker, there was a movie where he played a pedophile in the late '90s called Happiness. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but he's not really like that. The cinematography and the screenplay in that movie rule. It's fine. You know what it's like to travel for 2 days straight? Puppy, wuppy, wuppy. See, dogs could be vicious. Yeah. Yeah, it's freezing. You saw all that snow? Dirty snow, by the way. I know I go through this every year, guys. Every year it snows at least a little bit. They're frozen. The dog are, now they're taking a train. Mike Myers cat in the hat not so good at the rhyming. Yeah, the rhyming. John, could you try coming on my live stream yard eventually? He takes a train at the end as well. Not a steam engine, just the subway. That's why I don't like traveling in the winter or the fall. No, the train stops. That's why. So let me guess, you haven't seen American Beauty? No, because again, I heard things. I heard it was a little bit pretentious. I've been on one of those trains, at Amtrak. I went on that when I was a kid in 1993 and 1998. This score is interesting. It's like a harmonica. Hmm. Hmm. I have to walk to the bus. Trans Missouri. Many times because my dad likes to travel. Him and my brother, they like traveling. So I had to go on a lot of car rides, bus rides, train rides, plane rides. I even went on a shuttle. Hmm. When I went to Six Flags. Well, not Six Flags. Hershey Park. Sometimes the chat's not going to work, and that's how it is. Mm. If they're kissing. Why did you take a picture? It'll last longer. Ah, you got busted. Yeah, we're about 40 minutes into the movie. We're about halfway through. Have you seen Ed, Ed, Eddie? No. I didn't see any of those cartoons because they came out way after my childhood. Yeah, this is when people can smoke on a bus. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family. Did the Flintstones from the town of Bedrock. They're a page right out of history. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time. A yabba do time. We'll have a gay old time. Happy. Doesn't mean homosexual because back then, gay did not mean homosexual, guys. I love that cartoon, man. And the movie from 1994, mwah, I love it. Yeah, he's selling. You saw they charged their way back. They're very light. It's not an earring. He's kind of hustling people. Oh, look, there's a Galaga machine, arcade machine. Oh man, I love the 80s. They were a big part of my childhood from 85 to 80, 89. Payphones, I remember those. Kids are gonna watch this movie now. This generation, Gen Z, they're not gonna know what any of these references are. Like Galaga, what's that? I play that on my phone. I'm just thankful I'm alive. Galaga is one of my favorite games. Yeah, I have the NES classic version. I didn't play it as a kid. I played it as an adult. They're wearing shower curtain rings. That's laughable. You saw money. I know. I was there for most of my sister's plays and recitals and all that. Yeah, dance recitals. I watched it at least. Yeah, haven't been home in years. Foreshadowing. Yeah, he smokes a lot. Yeah, good chemistry, man. These two, you can't replicate this. I'm telling you, without John Hughes and these two actors, it won't work. A sequel or a remake will not work. This movie doesn't need an update. Home Alone never needed an update. Look what happened last year. You know that in Viva la Rodriguez, Fred was played by a Bento? Yeah. And it was terrible. It's like, Bond, you can fit through the bones. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that is not Fred Flintstone's. Fred Flintstone's like, Barney, I'm gonna slug you. Not Bond. I'm like, bah. I'm like, what are you, a freaking sheep? Bah. Yeah, it's terrible. He's a terrible Fred Flintstone. John Goodman got it, and also the voice of Fred in the cartoon. Yeah, anybody would have been better than Mark Addy. No, the guy from Full Monty. Jane Krakowski was a good Betty. And Stephen Baldwin had a good laugh. That's it, though. The rest of the cast was dumb. Which Annie? Which one? The '80s version? I like the '80s version. What? Which Annie? Because I just saw the live version last year. There it is. Marathon car rentals, and the car's not there. And this is the scene that got the movie an R rating for some reason. I don't know why, but Hughes was like, nope, I'm gonna let him spew out a bunch of profanities. V2, yeah, because when someone's in a hurry, it's an inconvenience. Trust me, I know. That's why I like walking, because with walking, you never have a problem with getting delayed or anything. Yes, I have to go through street corners that are either demolished, that people are doing construction, or there's like a blockade, but I always walk. Did you think Surface Pressure from Encanto was a filler song? Yeah, a lot of the songs were. The 2014 version, I skipped it. I know, Steve Martin. I know exactly what you've been going through. Because they say the G word in this movie, but it's not enough. They've said that word in PG and PG-13 movies at the time, but the F bombs is what got this movie an R rating. Because it's really a movie that could have been PG or PG-13. Because even in the PG era in the '80s, they said certain words that would never say in a movie today because people are so overly sensitive. Now they can't take a joke. They're like, oh my God, they said that. They never used the N word in this movie, no, because there's not a lot of black people. What's the wokeness? I very never use that word movie in your opinion. The wokest, yeah, I don't know. So he fell. Yep, his poor hat. He's walking on the runway. Look at his shoes, man. They're destroyed. There's Eden McClurg. Yeah, she snorts. Yeah, she's cute. I'm glad we still have her because her voice was part of my childhood. The Force Awakens, oh, that was Eternals wasn't woke. It was just boring, and I hated it. She's so cute. Yes, start by dwarfing that fucking progress off your rosy fucking cheeks. That's a See, people are leaving. People are leaving the line. She's so cute. Really, you live in the middle of nowhere where he's a fucking car that isn't fucking there. Yeah, this is why I got an R rating. It's like if Deadpool was what wrote the script. This movie goes from like a what fucking car right now. I must reiterate. I love the scene profoundly. Yeah, it's hilarious because it comes out of nowhere. Oh boy, what? I love that. Maddie McClurg never said a curse word in her life as a voice actress, but here she's like, yeah, it's an R-rated script, guys. Well, at least this scene. That's fantastic, man. Because it's like the movie goes from a John Hughes movie to a Quentin Tarantino movie or a South Park episode. Why are you reading classic film comments instead of mine? What classic film comments? I don't know which one's the most woke movie. I didn't see. I skipped the Annie remake. I walked out of it. I was in the theater and I walked out for 25 minutes. I'm like, this is nothing like. It's nothing like the '80s film or the '90s film either. Here comes the car. I really, Dell. You saw there's an American flag in the back. What is your problem, you insensitive asshole? Exactly. That's every. Did you see the Powerpuff Girls Dexter's Lab? Yeah, I saw those cartoons, except for Courage. I never saw that. Oh no, he grabs them in the by the nether regions. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. The music is really weird in this movie, but it fits because this movie's not a normal comedy. Ouch! Yeah, no. If Ed and Eddie and SpongeBob both, you've seen the latter cartoon, but not the former. Not the former. I didn't see those cartoons because I'm like, well, Courage was just it was too weird for me and overly surreal. And I wasn't a kid. But it came out in the late '90s when I was getting older. Talk about a movie that they just go nuts because everything that could go wrong in a in a road trip movie, yeah, goes wrong no matter what vehicle they're in. I'm surprised they didn't take a motorcycle. Oh man, this movie's funny. No, you play with your nuts a lot. Larry Bird is doing it with Paul. Wink. Not impossible. No, it's not impossible. When you're really heavy, oh no, watch. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Oh, this is Ray Charles. Yeah, that's why I had to wear headphones because I don't want to get a copyright infringement. Doing the mess around. How is Eternals not politically pretentious? It is. Chloe Zhao thought she was doing a 2.5 hour superhero drama, and I'm like, you're not the boys. You don't have to do that. Even though it's extremely diverse friendly and it includes a gay couple, yeah, and it didn't need it. Chloe Zhao thought she was doing art, and she made a freaking boring, pretentious mess of a overly long mess of a film. It's the worst of Phase 4, easily, without question. Love and Thunder was at least shorter. And I love Natalie Portman, at the very least. I'm doing the mess around. Doing the mess around. Doing a mess around. Politically pretentious around. Mm-hmm. Yep, Ray Charles. Rest in peace, Ray Charles. Great music. Yeah, he threw the cigarette. He should have just put it out. Who smokes inside of a car? Nobody does that anymore. They either vape or they're wearing a mask. Why didn't you just park the car? Sounds like the Donkey Kong 64 music. Brr, brr, brr. Yeah, like I said, you don't need to put gay couples in a freaking Marvel movie, Disney. That's your fault. I don't blame the actors. I don't blame the freaking writers. I blame Disney because they had to get involved. And in every decision that Marvel makes now, I'm like, yeah, kiss my ass. You know why Sony wants nothing to do with you when they want to have their own franchise? Because they don't put that gay shit in their movies. Look at look at the Spider-Man movies. Look at freaking Into the Spider-Verse. Nothing gay about it. Saying woke, I prefer to use politically pretentious. Yeah, exactly. Or up their own ass. Or agenda filled. He's stuck. He's driving with his legs. Ah! You almost got him killed and T. Martin. There's no deer out. Deers are already hibernating for the winter by the month of November. Yeah, it's getting hot because they put the cigarette in there. This is the truck scene. They're like, ah! It's like this is straight up Home Alone. Watch. They're going the wrong way. Why would they put the gay agendas in the MCU? Because of Disney. Because I remember the first three phases. The MCU doesn't need gay agendas. It's making them make less money. Yeah. When they don't put gay stuff in it, it gets makes a billion. It's not needed. You don't have to put inclusion in everything. That's what I'm tired of. I love this scene. This is funny, man. It's like a scene out of Home Alone and Pee Wee's Big Adventure, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this is funny, man. Two freight trucks are heading right towards them. It's funny. I prefer this over National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because it's shorter. That movie has characters that could have been cut out. There's too many characters in that movie. I love it, but it's just too many characters. Watch this scene. Truck, truck, truck. It's like, watch, watch. So it's like, ah! It's like an Evil Dead face. That's great because it's a cartoon, man. They would have died if this was not a comedy. They would have that car would have been thrown off the road. But like Fast and the Furious, yeah, there's something that franchise taught me. Yeah, physics don't matter in a movie because in that movie they're jumping on highways like it's a freaking Mario game, and they can fly. The cars fly. You know they can get hit with vehicles and stay alive. Yeah, the road is ridiculous, man. People think that cars are toys. They're not. They're vehicles. That's hilarious, man. It's like yeah. Macaulay Culkin couldn't do this movie because he was busy doing Uncle Buck, and then he did Home Alone right after that. I want to say Black Christmas is more political. Oh no, that's atrocious. That was a bad movie and it flopped. And I can at least say it's more politically confused. Yeah, because it says men are evil. I was assaulted by a man, so they're all evil. Yeah, bullshit. And your Independence Day live commentary, why did you say that Disney Channel was not meant for you? Because it's not now. Look at the stuff they have on there now. The shows there are barely for kids. And why did you say you would not show it to your kids? Because it's not the same. The old Disney Channel was better because the old Disney Channel had, kid content that didn't have adult themes in it. They didn't do that till like the late 2000s when they started putting, agendas in it. Not needed. It's not necessary. It just takes me out of the experience. That's why Disney failed this year with Lightyear and Turning Red and all these other things. They have to preach agendas instead of making good movie. Why don't you make a good movie before you preach? We're doing the mess around. The car's engulfed in flames. We're an hour in, so we're almost done. Chicago, 102 miles. The car's on fire again. Why did he just not smoke in the car? Smoking's bad. Plus, it could cause fires. I know. People throw cigarette butts all over New York City. If you don't, I'd like to spoil something that happens at the end of Olivia Wilde's director's film number 2. You mean, don't worry, darling, I don't care about it. Just spoil away. Because, like I said, she's not the problem. The problem is the people she cast. You cast a singer, 2 Bintos, and herself, which herself, she's good, but the rest of them, I don't care. They're not even American. Why are you making an American movie without Americans? I mean, how stupid can the studio be? I don't blame her. I blame the studio. These two are great, man. I miss this dynamic. They should have done more movies together. That would have been great. The only other movie they did together was before this. It was they had cameos in well Steve Martin was the dentist in Little Shop of Horror, and then John Candy had a cameo in that movie. At the end of the movie, she stabs Chris Pine in the stomach. Oh, that. Oh, great. Yeah, the worst Binto in Eternals stabs Steve Trevor. Yeah, kiss my ass, you freaking non American. Oh, yeah. Why? Because I didn't touch the scratch off. I put the card back in your wallet. Man, what a great actor. I miss him. No one's gonna miss you, Gemma. When you're gone, no one's gonna miss you. You and your dumbass. You and your boring, the most boring freaking Asian actress on freaking earth, guys. The most boring. Yeah. Throw anybody else at me. She's the worst. Nobody will ever be as boring as her when it comes to Asian bintos. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw Band Slam. Yeah, my sock has a hole in it. I'm gonna have to just rip it like that. That's a stupid thing. Stupid man. Well, what are you, Rufio from Hook? Excuse me. I'm. No, it wasn't. It was an accident. I think he was like trapped or something and tried to get himself out. Yeah, she stabs a man in the gut. I'm like, that's the stupidest twist I've ever seen. That's like the ending of a slasher movie. Yeah, kiss my ass, Gemma. Your career is over. You're not coming back in the MCU. Show this. Oh, look, it's the guy from Jurassic Park. Yeah, not Sam Neill. This is the guy that wanted to, buy the place. The lawyer from Jurassic Park. Yeah, it's good to see him here too. It's a cameo. It's burnt. What is turning to them method rising? And they're all burnt. I've been wearing the same clothes since Tuesday. Yeah, he gives him a watch, which is worth money. I just spoiled another scene from Don't Worry. Yeah, I don't care about that because I'm like, Florence and have an awkward sex scene. Yeah, I saw the poster and it doesn't look sexy at all. I've seen Hallmark movies be sexier. They never have sex scenes. I just spoiled another scene. It doesn't matter. So attached to that movie, you can't read the comments. A Casio. Yeah, so they have separate beds here. No, it's the movie is funny. Like this movie does not need an update. Leave it alone. That movie sounds stupid. No wonder the movie didn't do that well. Yeah, didn't make a lot of money, did it? American Hustle made more than you. And David Russell is an asshole. He's a director that is so over the top and is like, so you think that Taika Waititi's over the top, Josh? No, David O. Russell's a way harder director to work with. At least Waititi's friendly. Ro Russell has a bad temper. Have you seen footage of him yelling at actors like Lily Tomlin and all these other? Yeah, he is an asshole. Trust me. I would never work with an actor like that. That's why George Clooney never worked with him again. I'm talking about the TMNT one comment you didn't finish. I know, but that's all you want to talk about, Little Sims. Doesn't even matter. I don't like that new cartoon. The Rise of the Ninja Turtles, they look terrible. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the movie. No, I don't want to see the movie. I'm not. Don't worry, darling. When I saw the trailer and I read the cast, I'm like, no, no. If it's got these worthless bentos from last year, I pass. I said I'm snapping them away next year. I have to sit through Florence's performance in Doom Part Two. I think I've suffered enough, guys. With that, I'm gonna keep my ears closed and wear my freaking blindfold because I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need to look at her. I'm sorry. You're not. Denise Villeneuve could have done better. Anybody could have done that. Another foreshadowing. I meant I haven't seen this movie. Well, you should, Little Sims, even though you're too old, you're young for it. If you see it with an adult, because it's not really violent. It's not that violent. There's like some punching, and there's no sexuality in the movie. There's just a lot of language. That's all. But you've heard me, so I don't. Hmm. Hmm. You said he's eating you back at Doritos. Mm. Another major spoiler: Florence kills Harry. Yeah, that was coming, guys. That movie's a sexist movie. Yeah. Uh, Writer for Olivia Wilde. Here's the thing: stop hating on men. You did that in Booksmart. You didn't give any guys any personality in that movie. You gave it to the girls. That's fine. Don't hate on men because I'm not going to watch your movies. Yeah. Catherine Bigelow is a famous director, and she's female, and she wrote men strong. She didn't write them as pussies. Yeah, look at Near Dark. Look at freaking Point Break, the original. Good characters, even Hurt Locker. I've heard great things about it. She doesn't make men. I'm a woman, so I'm going to make these men look weak. Don't do that. Don't use your gender politics. That movie can kiss my ass. Just the cast alone is stupid. A bunch of Bintos playing Americans, and Harry Styles is not an actor. They all should be canceled from the MCU because they were all in the MCU doing nothing. Thankfully, thankfully, and thankfully, Ant Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. There's no Bintos in it, so I'm fine. The movie's almost over. I will say, Matthew, back to cinematography is virtually flawless. Yeah, but again, I could look at a Denis Villeneuve movie. Every movie he does looks fantastic, even if I don't agree with the cast, like Sicario or even Doom Part Two when that comes out next year. It's gonna look great. With Don't Worry, Darling, I'm like, yeah, Olivia Wilde deserves better films than that. Then, oh, I'm gonna direct a bunch of Bintos that can't act, and that car looks like it was in a like it was burnt inside of a furnace. 4250 4250 for a room. Yeah, in Disney, that's a down payment. On a room over there, the resorts are like $1,000 a night. I'm like, no, kiss my ass. I'm a cheap person. I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on a hotel room. This movie has no shame, man. God, this movie's funny. There's the Pepsi logo. There's the weird music. In the beginning, Florin makes breakfast and tries to crack some eggs. Oh, find out there's no yolk in them. Yeah, that makes no sense. Realism. That's Thanksgiving Day. Look at the people. They're driving without a top. 78. Yep, of course. There's a state trooper. They're always hiding in the corners in New York in these smaller states. I mean, oh, that's Michael McKean in a cameo. Yeah, they have to go on a truck at the end. Yeah, they go through so much, man, just to get home to Chicago, Illinois. No show today. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I don't have to work on Thanksgiving. I'm very happy about that because I want to spend the day home watching the parade. I watch it every year. It's a tradition. And then, as you saw in the trailer, she wraps her face in a plastic wrap and has hallucinations. I'm like, what kind of a weird artsy fartsy A24 movie is that? Where the walls are pushing her against the sliding glass. I told you that movie's not going to win an Oscar. They're right in the back. Yeah, the only good line in Turbo Power Rangers movie. In Canada, it's in October. Yep, they're in a truck. Yeah, these movies are just getting weirder and weirder. They don't have a plot. Oh my gosh, it's something. I forgot. It's Ogsnoggin. Ashkenagin. Never heard of Ashkenagin. Chicago Loop. Yep, there it is. Again, New Line Cinema made it, not A24. It sounds like an A24 movie. I could wrap my face in plastic wrap. Does it mean I'm an artist? No. Kiss my ass movie. I'm not watching that movie. I rather be high than watch that movie. High on sugar. No, there is no next time. Yeah. They hug. Yeah, this is the. Yeah, they hug. Yeah, see, a bromance that actually works in this movie. Yeah, this ending is sweet. It's very heartfelt, especially after Candy passed away. You can never do this movie again. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. Yeah, now here's a flashback of everything. There's his kids. Even the baby who barely gets any screen time. I think it only gets like one scene. Yeah. There's the pie and the turkey. I can't wait to eat turkey in a few days, man. It's been so long. I felt like I've had mediocre dinners a lot this year, but finally gonna have the big one on Thursday. That's Elizabeth Montgovern, I believe. Yeah, I think that's her. Right? It doesn't say in the back, but there's a flashback and they're funny scenes together. Good times. Ah, 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 ah. I like me. My wife likes me. A lot of words, least. There's a minimum. That's the one you'll have to go with. I haven't been home in years. I haven't been home in years. See? That's why he goes back. There's no more laughs in the movie, but it's yeah, you got plenty of laughs. Rambo Ruff hated Dune and Black Adam because he's an idiot. I don't want to know about it because he thought the movies were overlong. I don't want to talk about him. We don't talk about him in the next podcast. See, this is the twist. Yeah, his wife's been dead the whole time. It's like a Sixth Sense twist. At least Dell was real. If this guy was a ghost, that would have been stupid. This isn't Ghostbusters or Ghost or a Safe Haven, which yeah, that was a stupid twist. I don't care about Rembrandt anymore. Don't mention him on my podcast. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove this because you guys talk too much. Because it doesn't matter. The podcast is almost over in a couple of minutes anyway. So don't talk about Rembrandt or Mike anymore. I just don't want to talk about them. There's a reason. There's a reason why I don't mention them in my videos anymore. They don't exist to me anymore. I snapped them away a long time ago, back in the 2010s, because I'm like, I didn't want to go through this. I've been through enough already in the 2020s. So much pain with my weight and COVID and a lot of family deaths. I don't want to hear it. Let me just think of this nice emotional ending because they made it in the daytime. Yeah, I never miss the parade. That's a tradition. That is, no matter, even if I end up not liking the parade, I want to watch it anyway. There's always some nostalgia there. There's the wife. And John Hughes knew how to write good female and male characters, so he was never a sexist pig like the people now. They probably thought movies are too stoic now. Well, that's how the movies are now. We miss you, John Candy. Rest in peace, man. I wish I could cry, but this movie doesn't usually make me cry because I laugh so much. But it's an emotional ending. A loving embrace. See, that's how a movie should end now. What wrote and directed the movie, it would have been a lot better than this. It would have been a lot better than what we got. He gets the last frame. Thanks, John Hughes. Thank you for this movie, man. Rest in peace. It's a classic, man. I get more emotional with Home Alone because I've seen that more as a kid. But this is a good movie, guys. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's an hour and 27 minutes. It goes by super quick. It's really emotional at the end, and it's earned. And this is a movie that can never be done better now. This is way better than Don't Worry, Darling, because it's good. It's hard on its shoulders, and it has human beings and not just superheroes or weird ass people from the UK. But anyway, thanks for watching. This will be my last podcast for a while because I have to work this week until Thanksgiving. So if I don't see you then, I'll do probably some reviews this week. But that's it, though. But thanks for watching, guys. And there's a good Thanksgiving movie. Watch it if you haven't already. See you in the next one. And